What is up guys, Karataka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the EX-05 Leomon deck. So we're closing up on the EX-05 decks, and BT15 is coming up pretty soon, so I want to pump these out as fast as possible because I was on a bit of a delay and I didn't have too much time to play test the decks before. But let's go on right with the deck profile. So let's start off with the Tamers first. So we're running for the Leomon. This is the one from EX-05, and it's got one of those good generic abilities for Leomon. If your Leomon attacks, then this card can draw. While this card is Leomon has in the name, so it's pretty good. It's the same as the Coromon and the Digimon that we have for red. So good draw power, and you will be attacking with not just your level 6s, so that's pretty good with this deck. For the level 6s, we are running 4 of the heavy Leomon. I think this is the best Leomon we have so far for level 6. First, it's got Indomitable, which is when this card is deleted, you can play it. As long as this card has evolution cards in its sources, you can just play it back out. So it's pretty good. And on evolution and on play, you can Digivolve 1 and then bottom deck something 6k or less. So it's good for a little bit of a removal. And the second effect is, the third effect is, at the end of your attack, once per turn, you can bottom deck a 4k or less Digimon, and if you did not bottom deck anything with this card's effect, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So it's good that this card unsuspends at the end of the attack instead of during attack, because there are some cards right now that do rest you afterwards. So if you trigger this, trigger a card in security that rests you, it's already rest. So you can use this to unsuspend afterwards, unless it gets hit with a cannot unsuspend until the end of your next turn. But it's pretty good, and there are cards in this deck that can help you speed up your combos with its unsuspend. So I quite like this card, and being able to use his second effect on play and on evolution will definitely help the deck a lot, because it'll proc even when you activate Indomitable. So very nice overall. Next, we are going to be running 3 of the Bancho Leomon. So I'm debating to run this either at 2 or 3. I'm currently running at 3 just because I want to see more level 6 Leomons. But this card's pretty good for hard casting too. So its ability is, if the total of security of both you and your opponent is 6 or less, then this card gets cost -5. So you can play this for a 7 cost, which is not bad. And the second ability is, on play and evolution, you can rest one of your opponent's Digimon, and on both players' turn, whenever a Digimon is rested, until the end of the opponent's turn, you can give opponent's Digimon -4k and -1 security. So it's good for a bit of stalling plays, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's not going to be your main attacker, but it's really good for a it's pretty good for a defensive Digimon. Alright, next for the level 5s. Running 4 of the Grapple Leomon. So first off, it has Indomitable, and the second effect is, on play and evolution, you can bottom deck a 4k or less. And the inherent skill is just piercing, so pretty okay. It's not amazing, but these are Leomons, so we're gonna run these. These are the better level 5 Leomons that we have. And we're also running 4 Loader Leomons, so it also has Indomitable. And on play and evolution, at the end of a opponent's turn, one opponent's Digimon get -3k. So good for softening up your opponent's Digimon for you to either bottom deck or attack into. And their hair skill is Blocker, so that's a little bit more useful. Next, for the level 4s, we're going to be running 4 of the Leomon from EX-05. So this one's pretty good. On attack, you can Digivolve into a Leomon card in your hand, and then it gets cost -1. So it's essential 2 cost Digivolve into your Grapple and your Loader. So it's pretty good. And we're also running Taiga in this deck, so you can further decrease the cost by even more. Which then, if you have enough on the field, you can probably skip into your level 6s, which is good. Next, we're running 4 Leomon. So on attack, you can Digivolve into a Leomon. It's pretty much the same, but their inherent skills are different. One is Digivolve 1 on deletion, and the other one is minus 3k on deletion. So they get their effects on deletion, which isn't great, but at least they have something to inherit, which is okay. We're also running 4 of the Leomon from BT14. So this one's good because it has an inherent skill that activates on your turn, and it just gives you a constant 2k buff, which is nice, which lets you beat over a lot more things. And on attack, if you're attacking a Digimon that's higher DP than this card, you can Digivolve into a Leomon level 6, ignore its requirements, and do it for 6 costs. So pretty good. Lets you skip, which is nice, given your opponent has a rested Digimon on the board for you to attack into. But it's nice. I quite like the level 4. I think the level 4 lineup is really strong. So I think if we get a little bit better level 5s, then this deck is going to be a lot better. The level 5s aren't horrible, but I think it could be a bit better. Now on to the level 3s. We're running 4 Elecmon. On play, you can look at the top 5 cards of the deck and grab a card with Leomon. So pretty good. Looking top 5 is really nice. And we're also running 4 Leomon. This one lets you search your security. So on play, you can look at top, look at all your security and then grab a Leomon to your hand. And if you add it, you can recover 1 and then shuffle your security. So not bad. And then they also have the deletion skill, inherent skill, which is Digivolve 1 and minus 2k. So again, would have been nice if they gave it on attack, but the Digivolving on attack is gonna be too good. So I guess that makes sense, but minus 2k on deletion isn't fantastic. But it does combo with these ones. We'll talk about that later. Next, we're running 4 of the Salamon. This one searches for beasts. On play, look at top 3 and add a beast or roll knight to your hand. And then if you add it, you put the rest at the bottom. And the inherent skill is give your beast or roll knight Digimon plus 2k. So we're mainly here. It's mainly here so you can search for beast types. Watch out though, there are some non-beast type cards. I think. Let's see, there. What is? I think. So this one is a machine type. So this is not. You cannot search with the Salamon. And this one is also a machine type. So you can't search these, but the rest of the deck is fair game. So keep that in mind. Next for the Tamers, we're running 2 of the Mimis. Mimi is here to help you push out your raising area Digimon so you can do some extra attacks. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. And we also have 3 Taigas. This is really nice because Taiga works well with your level 4 Leomons, and that's why we're running them. These will kind of refund its play cost in due time, and giving all your Digimon plus 1k is also really nice because you will be attacking with your level 4 Leomons, right? So having these will buff your level 4s by a bit, so giving them a little bit more survivability on security checks is nice. So Taiga's here for that. And now onto the options. We're running 4 of the green memory boost. These can definitely be mix and matched with the training cards. I just don't have enough training cards to play around with all my green decks. So we're running 4 of the green memory boosts, but it's up to you guys. If you guys want to run 2 training, 2 green memory boosts, that's fine. If you want to run 4 of the trainings, and that's fine as well. And last but not least, we are going to be running 2 of the final Zabagon Punch. So if you don't want to run this card, that's perfectly fine, but I think this card's really good in this deck. If you want to switch these out for trading cards, that is perfectly fine, but this is actually really good for just catching your opponent off guard and just killing them. So you activate during your main phase for 2 memory, which is not bad, but it gives one of your Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn 3k, and then if they are 16k or above, they get blocker, reboot, and security check +1. So why is this good? So heavy Leomon is 13k, so given it 3k will instantly bump it to 16k, which is enough to fulfill the condition. So as you guys remember, this card can unsuspend itself. So you'll be attacking this for 2 checks both times, and majority of the time it probably won't die to security check if you're battling a Digimon, because it's going to be 16k, and there aren't really that many things that can kill a 16k. But if it does die from a security check because you check into an option, that's unfortunate, but being able to check 4 times is really, really good, and you will be attacking with your other stuff early on, so getting them to 4 is quite easy. And then all you need to do is have another Digimon to attack for game, and that's why, you know, Mimi is good in this spot. So Mimi will help you do your thing. So yeah, that is the full deck. It's a really fun deck to play. I wouldn't say it's the most consistent, because the issues this deck has is it's really prone to fast decks. There's definitely decks that are faster than this, and if you can't build up your stack fast enough, you're just gonna get overwhelmed. But I think this deck is good for what it does. It's just Digi-evolving for cheap, and then going into your Leomon as soon as possible. This deck also requires a little bit more setup than most of the meta decks in the current format, because in order to get your maximum value, you need to have some Taigas on the board in order for you to Digi-evolve for cheaper. And yeah, I don't know. There's just I think the deck it has potential, but not in this format. I think a couple more cards will be better. But Indomitable is nice. I wish it would activate as long as this card's removed from the board instead of deleted, because the stack that you can make with it is actually not bad. Let's just do an example. Let's see. So we have Heavy Leomon. Let's see. We have, for example, let's just have this as an example. So if this does die by battle or by a deletion effect, the Indomitable will be on standby. So what you want to do is resolve these first. So depending on which ones you have, give your opponent one of your opponent's minus 2k, and then, or you can Digivolve them, that's fine as well. If they Digivolve into something that can pop after getting 2k, that's fantastic. If not, that's fine as well. You can kind of split your effects on your opponent's board. So you can Digivolve something, and then you can activate the 2k. Or if you have the other line, if you have these, that is fine. Like having something like this is fine as well, because you'll be able to get rid of these, and then they lose 4k. And then you can slap this down because of Indomitable. And then you can bottom deck something 6k or less. So if your opponent has a big Digimon on board and they lose 4k, there's a potential that they will get into tuck range. Not if they're level 6, but if they have a level 5, probably going to be in tuck range. So it's pretty good for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. Hopefully, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Karotaku. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to use the affiliate links down below. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye!